So Sean, thanks so much for taking the time to to speak with me today, and I appreciate Stephanie introducing us. But it just feels like you're in such contact so much with clients and in the side of customer service side of things. Mm-hmm. So how did you find coaching out of the box?
Janelle put me in touch with Allison Hendin, and Allison and I worked out all what the needs were, and then she headed off to Merv. And Merv was instrumental in doing the actual training. He's done it twice for us now. So
nice.
And both sessions have been really, really good. Very happy. Seems like there's been an enhancement to the training as far as virtual training, because that's obviously the way things are working now. So he's got a good portal, and I did some polling with people that went through the training, and just like, how did you find it? They were extremely happy with the training and very helpful for them. A lot of them were brand new coaches at Blue Ocean. So they're ready to kind of soak up any kind of learning they can get and just be prepared. And they realize that coaching out of the box is a tool in their toolkit of coaching. It's not everything, doesn't cover everything, but it covers a really fundamental piece of coaching is how to get the best out of your employee and how to get them there. 99% of times they have the answers, but it's just getting them to those answers. And they really find a lot of value in it, and they enjoy the training. So they come out of it with just that kind of excitement and just like, oh, I want to put these skills to the test. And what we tell them too, and I'm sure Murph says this in class, is that it's so useful for work, but it's so useful for just life in general. Yeah. I use it all the time. Like, I've been through the training twice.
And that's where the big shift comes in, right? Around one is typical kind of management, or the supervisor role is, you meet with the person, you got to be hitting all these marks, you got to be doing these things. Are you doing them? Why are you not doing them? Versus actually becoming a support person for that person to do their tasks, to actually resolve their issues. Would you say that's kind of in line with
Oh, absolutely. So, and we found that people respond better to a coaching environment and a coaching atmosphere. Supervisor has such a connotation to it that you're just looking for things that people do wrong, and you're only talking to them in those instances, right? Where coaching is an evolution, coaching is constant, coaching is mentoring and guiding, and you're going to talk about the things that could areas of opportunity, but you're also going to talk about the good stuff, right? Yeah. And specifically, we do side-by-sides with our agents. So they have remote monitoring where they have to actually score for accuracy and all that stuff. Client requirements, yeah, get that. But the value is the side-by-side. So that's when the coaches sit down at least once a week with every agent and just have a conversation. They go through a call and they talk about, what was great, what was tough, what are some ideas. They, collaborate a little bit together, and that is where the coaching questions really come in handy. And again, it's a conversation, but it's really the coach listening. And I think that's one of the key takeaways from the coaching out of the box training is, like, you're listening to that person. They have the answers. They know the job. It's building their confidence and listening and providing guidance to them. But a lot of the time they have the answers and they know what to do. They just found that you get more buy-in for people to hit those targets and those metrics and to feel that they're contributing to the job if it's their idea.
Yes, 100%.
So when you're using coaching out of the box, it's their idea. It's not you telling. That's the opposite. You don't tell, you listen, and they get to tell you how they're going to do it, right? You just have to. It's a guided conversation, basically, is what it is, right? And I think that's it hard for people because they have to switch from, okay, I'm in this coaching session. I want to tell them that they're not meeting this, and they have to do this, whatever. And I was like, yeah, but hold on, before you do that, follow the coaching out of the box. Remember your coaching out of the box. Ask the questions. Let them talk. It's hard, and we are, especially Canadians, but I think even in the East Coast, especially, awkward silence is like not a thing for us. We just fill it with chatter.
Yeah,
and really, you have to kind of retrain your brain to say, like, okay, there's going to be some awkward pauses, but let them think, let them respond, give them time. Don't feed information to them. Ask the questions, right?
Yeah.
And that is a kind of a key thing. Once people kind of that clicks into their brain, and then they can go into a real coach mode and actually do a proper coaching session. So that's kind of the first hurdle for them to jump over is, don't lead, let them lead, let them talk, you guide, right? Yeah, it is like I said, a tool in kind of the toolbox of coaching that has helped us over the years. It's how we've built our culture around coaching, and it's how we market ourselves as well. To when we're going after new business with clients, and we talk about our coaches. We don't have supervisors, we have coaches. We believe in this culture. This is how we manage our agents to performance, right? And anybody in the company, everybody in the company that has a people management role or is in a position where they're interacting with people in whatever way, they're required to take coaching out of the box. So that is a mandatory thing for us, because we want them to be fully immersed in that culture and have that foundation. So even our recruiters who don't have people reporting to them, but they are interacting with candidates, potential candidates, and asking questions. It's such a transferable skill for them doing an interview process. Like, it is amazing, right? So, we found that it was extremely beneficial for them to have it. Our corporate trainers who are training people and then sending them out to the production floor with their teams, even though they don't see them again after that, they're done training, they're gone. But in the 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, however long the training lasts, they are coaching them, right, in that time period. So they need to know that. So all of our trainers go through it, our recruiters, all of our coaches, our managers, our coordinators, senior team, everybody's gone through.
I love that you guys are getting it and actually applying it and seeing the results and how it really benefits in a way it can be transformational, right? The way
it is,
right?
Well, and that's it. It was a very conscious decision to change our culture. And as you know, culture is very hard to change.
Very hard, yes.
It's very hard. It takes time. And this is why I say it's been an evolution over many years, but this is now ingrained in Blue Ocean, that we are a company with a coaching culture. And there's obviously bumps in the road, and it's we evolve. Like, we had to evolve through the pandemic, because all of a sudden it went from face-to-face coaching to virtual coaching, and Merv actually incorporated a piece of that, of like how best practices for coaching when you're doing stuff with remote workers and virtual workers and that sort of thing. So we've had to evolve over the years with how coaching has changed. But the key message is that it's still coaching. We never want to revert back to that supervisor telling, not listening, that sort of thing in culture, right? Because that creates a poor employee experience, which leads to disengagement, which leads to attrition, which obviously leads to hiring. And the goal is to retain your folks. You do less hiring, less money for training, less money for hiring, and that sort of thing. And you're building your tenure on your teams, which is good for the client, because then you have people who are knowledgeable and skilled running the programs, right?
Yeah.
And you have that, and that's more opportunity for business with the client. So that's it. It's all cyclical, and it's all related, right? We just did a month ago our company-wide employee engagement survey. This is an in-depth one that is run by our parent company, IMP, who owns Blue Ocean, and they deal with all their business units. So Blue Ocean does as well, but it's really to get feedback within our own company. And one of our typically higher scoring categories is I feel like I understand my job and I contribute to my job, but there's somebody that supports me in my job. And usually when we look at the verbatim comments, it's about coaches. It's about the coaches. Like, they're all naming their managers or their coaches. Like, this person really cares about me. This person supports me. This person cares about what I do. They give me feedback the way I need it. Obviously too, there's good and bad with those things, but the majority of the scores are good. The majority of the comments are very positive. And again, I credit that to the coaching culture and how we've set up coaches and agents, and how they interact. It is really important to us to maintain that kind of relationship and that that experience for the employee. So like I said, it is so interwoven into Blue Ocean's fabric as far as who we are as a company, that it is synonymous with Blue Ocean now that we have a coaching culture. I don't see how we could survive without it, really.